Hey, it's Isabel from the Assisted Living Network, and if you're scared to get started in residential assisted living, then this episode is for you.
In the United States right now, there are 76 million baby boomers. The number one dilemma for these baby boomers? Housing. That dilemma can be your opportunity. Welcome to the Assisted Living Network podcast, where you can discover how just one residential assisted living home could secure your financial future forever.
You know, every day people come up to me and they share how they really want to get started in senior housing, but they're terrified. And when I ask them why, the reasons always range from liability to raising capital to venturing into a new, avenue that maybe they're unfamiliar with. The list is kind of endless, but something that all of these people have in common is a lack of belief in themselves and the concept. It's true. If you knew you wouldn't fail, then who cares about liability? You'd figure out a way to eliminate it, to make sure that it doesn't stop you. If you knew you wouldn't fail, you would be excited to raise capital because each person who tells you no is one person closer to the person who's going to tell you yes. And you would know that you'd be able to fulfill on what you're promising them. Great returns, timely payouts, impact investing that they can feel good about. If you knew you wouldn't fail, you'd be soaking up all the information. So the gap in what you don't know and what you do becomes so small that you're now considered an expert. Here's the thing. I can give you belief in the concept. I can show you numbers and I can share with you what my homes look like. And I can show you students who've done this with way less experience, money, and know-how than you. And I can show you how their lives have changed and how they're successfully owners and operators, cash flowing and making their dreams come true. The concept is one thing, but that lack of belief in yourself, that's something I cannot do for you. Unfortunately, sometimes we have students come into our training and they learn everything they need to know and they're fully armed to go out and make it happen. But when they get home, they get sucked back into life and a bad mental habit, and life hits them hard. They start to doubt what they know. They start to doubt the numbers that they've seen, the success that they've witnessed. They start to let that negative thought win and they start to drift. And when you're drifting, you're not on fire. You're not willing to punch through those walls to make things happen. You're not committed. And to start a new business, any business, let alone a residential assisted living business where you're serving seniors, having employees, all of this stuff, you're going to need to be on fire. And I mean so impassioned, so enraged with your love for this new business, you're going to have to suit up in your armor every day because your mind is your own worst enemy. Or your best advocate. But the reality is most people will sabotage themselves. That's exactly what negative or evil forces or the devil in this world wants from you, If they can get you to not do what God or positive forces put you on earth to do, they win. This is so much more than just opening a business. This is about fulfilling your life purpose. At the end of our 3-day training, I always say this phrase: the only people you need to make proud are 8-year-old you and 80-year-old you. And I love that phrase. I think about it every day because it's true. It's not about what your wife, what your husband, what your kids, friends, mom, dad, brother, sister, pastor, priest think about you. It's about what you think about you. Did you live out your life's purpose, or were you a waste of a skin suit? We're all here for a reason. Having a baby is actually a very hard thing to do. The miracle that is life is absolutely breathtaking when you really dig into the process of what has to happen to bring you onto this planet. But now you're here, and it's for a reason. And if you don't fulfill that, if you don't live out your destiny, how sad. What a waste. Not just for you, but for the miracle maker that brought you here with special gifts, with a special set of skills. The biggest thing that will stop you from being successful in RAL and in any business, I see it time and time again. Students who stop or quit because they couldn't shut down the negative voice in their head saying, you can't, you won't, you're not strong enough, smart enough, you don't have enough money, you're not worthy. First of all, shut that down. The moment you hear that voice again or start thinking like that, literally say out loud, I cast you out of my thoughts. I cast you out of my head. Get away from me. And then call it out. If that's Satan to you, call that out. If that's negative energy, call that out. Say you are not welcome here. What you are saying is not true, and I rebuke you. Leave me alone. I am worthy. I am blessed. I know what I'm doing. I am capable. I am successful. I have good things coming for me. My life is valuable. I am valuable. I can do this. I will do this. I am doing this. No joke, okay? I know maybe some of you, you're like, oh, this sounds stupid. Little affirmations. But I'm telling you, the moment that you allow that negative voice to win, you lost the battle. And each battle you lose, it's easier to lose the war. The war over your mind is a 24/7 thing. They will attack you from every possible angle. And this is why it is so important to surround yourself with positive people who understand your vision, your goals, and who push you towards those things. It's so important to read good books and to stay away from trash media. It's so important to be mindful, protect your heart, protect your words, your thoughts, your mind. All of these things sound woo-woo, right? It's like, oh, okay, great, I get it. But here's the thing. They're the difference between the people who are successful and those who are not. Your thoughts become your words become your actions. Your thoughts are so much more powerful than maybe you realize. So when you start thinking, well, I don't know if I can do it, and doubting yourself and letting the what ifs of life creep up, wait, let's be real. Wealthy people don't ask, what if? They ask, how can I make it work? Change your thoughts, change your life. It starts with you. It starts today. It starts right now. Here's a tip, silly, but it works. You know how often you look at your phone? It's like a billion times per day, maybe 80 times per day on the low end, okay? That's a lot. Change your background to your goals. Change the titles of your folders on your phone to positive affirmations. You want to know what mine say? Mine say, the titles of my folders say, I am wealthy. I am smart. I am patient. I have self-control. I can do hard things. I eat clean. No joke, that's what the folders on my phone are. And I love that because those messages are going into my brain over and over and over again subconsciously. The background of my phone, it's photos of vegetables and beaches and money and #1 podcast and hands to represent my beautiful family. And when you wake up and before you go to bed, repeat some positive phrases to yourself. You know, your brain is a computer, so start programming it the way you want it to work. Start asking yourself better questions. Before I go to bed, I repeat to myself, I deserve to make $1 million this year. I am worthy of making $1 million this year. I thank God for my health, my family, and then I repeat this phrase 5 times. God, reveal to me my destiny. And I say it 5 times over and over and over again. People often ask me how I stay so positive. Through divorce, through death, through lawsuits, through all of these negative things that have happened to me. But honestly, it comes down to programming. It's down to being willing to speak out loud and kick out negative thoughts. And it's down to being so trained and programmed to go after my goals. I urge you to do the same seriously because no one is coming to save you. No one can see inside your brain. You have to be the one to step up and take action and change your mindset. And if you want to be successful, stop being afraid to get started. I heard a quote from Mel Robbins and I want to share it with you. She said, if you don't rise to the level of your goals, you'll fall to the level of your system. Get a better system. Train your brain. It's a computer and it can output whatever you want it to. Don't forget to like and share this episode and follow us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Thanks for listening to the Assisted Living Network.